Hi, my name's Steph Cordon and I chair the multi-agency group for Appleby Horse Fair, and I'm also the Director of Thriving Communities at Westmorland and Furness Council. So this year at the fair was probably one of the busiest we've ever seen, but also one of the safest that we've seen in recent years, and that was despite the absolutely terrible weather that we experienced. So our job as the multi-agency group is not to organise the fair, it has no organiser, but to make sure that we deliver our statutory and regulatory functions to make it as safe as possible for everybody. It's a year-round job to prepare and plan for the fair, and the closer it gets, the more we start spending more time in Appleby and the surrounding areas so that we can respond to community needs in real time. So we never know what to expect, and every year is different and brings its own challenges. And this year we did see caravans, a bit like last year, come into Appleby much quicker than we've ever seen before, and that carries on being something that's a priority for us to see what we can do around that within our powers that we have. We saw, same as last year, where residents told us that they were concerned about unsafe goods being sold at the market field. We mounted a really successful operation between trading standards and the police, and that saw us seize a number of unsafe counterfeit goods, and we will continue our efforts to make the goods that are on sale at the market field as safe as we possibly can. We saw less numbers of stalls on the field this year. The year before there was about 268. This year we saw a drop to around 230, but we did see an increase in caravan numbers overall. So 2014 has probably been our busiest year ever, but this year we saw 1,287. Part of that may be that we've now got a very accurate counting system because the police let us use their drones, so we get proper aerial footage that we can use, and that's been a real help to us this year. Just sticking with the market field, this year the only significant event was that we did have a van that caught fire on the field. That was an accident. The emergency services dealt with that very swiftly and effectively, and no one was injured or hurt as a consequence. And that's a testament to how the emergency services work together and co-locate at the police station throughout the fair so that we can continue to make people safe. Yet again, our cleaning operation, we started that a little bit earlier this year, particularly in Appleby Town Centre, because we recognised that people were out and about much earlier than they normally were. So we put out just over 60 bins, which was another 10 to we did last year. We have 75 toilets as well, and we also did a lot of pressure washing of the streets. And as soon as the fair had ended, we did our usual clean operation, and by Monday night I think everyone said that they felt the areas were clean and tidy, and as usual people say we can't believe the fair has been here over the weekend, which is what we want. We also responded to residents saying that parking was an issue, particularly with some of the temporary closure of the car parks this year. We closed the leisure centre car park and made that resident only again, which we think worked well for people. We also had our civil enforcement officers out in force, and they issued 75 tickets for inappropriate parking during the fair, which we think was a result for the town of Appleby. We all through the year we listen and engage with our communities through our town and parish councils, through drop-in sessions that our ward members have, where we listen to residents about how we can make the fair as positive experience as we can and mitigate some of the negative impacts where we can. So we have put a number of measures in place this year that have been a little bit different. We've done some more temporary traffic calming measures. We blocked off the library this year and put in some tethering for horses, and where some of the residents are affected by people going down into the back of their properties, we've put some more safety measures in, and we've had some really positive feedback from that, and we've encouraged people throughout phase 1 and the actual fair itself to use our community feedback forms, which are available on our Appleby Fair website, and we received over 100 of those forms during the fair. And as a group, we meet every day, we consider and we act and we respond to what people have put in, and we go back to the person that's put in the original form to let them know the action that we've taken, where we can do that action, or to be honest and open if we can't, and that's been a huge success for us. Our traffic management plan has worked really well this year. We have put out some increased signage and done some work around the traffic management in Appleby, and we've received positive feedback around that as well. So I think overall it's been a positive fair. Because of the bad weather, we've definitely seen a decrease in animal welfare concerns, and our animal welfare charities have reported positive interaction with fairgoers. We did see a couple of cases which are under investigation of someone that mistreated a horse and someone who's suspected of having animals who has been disqualified from holding them, and those 2 cases are under investigation. But we see a significant presence from our animal welfare charities that come to the fair to help us to make sure that animal welfare remains a priority. So that has been another success. Dan will have spoken to you as part of this around the police response, but just as a multi-agency wrap up, we've seen yet again the proactive response from the police with a focus on road safety. We've had over 120 arrests, predominantly for drink and drug driving, and that has been a mix of fairgoers, local people and people passing through, but we haven't seen any significant incidents of disorder, violent crime, and that is testament to some of the evidence-based work that the police do behind the scenes to make sure that people that may be causing trouble are told firmly that they are not welcome to attend, so that we can make this a really safe experience for all. So I'd just like to end by thanking all of the agencies that do an amazing over and above job throughout the fair, and obviously Appleby Town Council that work alongside us, as well as our other town and parish councils that make a massive input into the safety feeling of the fair, and obviously our local residents and fairgoers that all have really contributed to a really safe experience for people. And where you've got ideas for improvements for next year, or things that you feel we could have done better or we could do differently, please come and tell us. If we don't know, we can't try and do something about it. So our strategy remains around listening and engaging with communities, education, engagement and enforcement to keep our areas clean and tidy and safe, and really important for us as agencies preparing for any eventualities of emergencies and contingency planning around different scenarios. Thank you very much.